Kraken Collective, welcome to another edition of Kraken TV. Donnie and the Duke here. And Duke, what a main event we have tonight. The ace of the business, Dominic Stuckey, puts his Kraken coin on the line as he takes on the direwolf Joe Black.
Two words that you did not mention that the fans need to understand. Dominic Stuckey is the Millennium Machiavelli. Dominic Stuckey is not scared of anyone. Why would he? He's the ace. I'll give you that. You got that right. But when you talk about Dominic Stuckey, you talk about domination. It's in his name. It's the business.
And well, speaking of the business, they have already punched their ticket to the next stage of the Tides of War, despite losing to Noir. Now, mathematically, Quick Trip has been eliminated, and as we said, the business has secured a spot. That means out of All-Star Special, Noir, the Saturday Night Temptations, and Vice Cream, 3 teams will be able to make it to the next stage out of those guys. And speaking of the All-Star Special, they are in a non-Tides of War matchup here tonight as they take on the new team of the Red Door, that being Charlie Kills and J2 Strong, 2 men who you're very intimate with.
Look, when I think of the Red Door, I think of The Shining. You know, look, I've had my issues with Charlie. I think we've kind of worked that out. You know, at least I got sort of Jay on my side a little bit. Let's not talk about Charlie no more.
All right.
Skip it.
All right, well, folks, let's get to the action. Special in action here in this non-Tides of War tag team matchup. The All-Star Special, all business now. When the Tides of War started, they were a lot happier men, but since then the competition has caused them to get downright mean.
Once again, I like the attitude that Hanson and especially Will Huckabee has here. Because you're going to have that attitude, that piss and vinegar in them, to defeat Charlie Kills and J2 Strong.
They got a victory over Aaron Black in their last outing due to Huck holding down Aaron Black's ankles. And Huck stuffed some money into an... Yeah, I'm not buying that. Anyways, Huck and Sam taking on the newly formed team of the Red Door, the team of J2 Strong and Charlie Kills. Charlie Kills recently getting a victory over CT Entertainment in episode 83. J2 Strong was on Rise from the Deep and got a victory over Elliott Shock. So they've both been doing pretty well in the singles ranks, but as a tag team, I don't know how cohesive they're going to be.
We're about to find out because you've got a team that's been together for a long time in the All-Star Special.
Well, as we are here in Kraken Classic season, in Kraken Point season, I'd like to talk out last year. Charlie Kills made it to the finals of the Kraken Cup, lost to Lamar Diggs. J2 Strong are now tagging in Charlie Kills, but J2 Strong was able to win a coin last season. Didn't keep it for long, but he was able to win it.
That's a smart strategy. Don't let Huck know who's going to start the match.
Huck is a multi-year veteran. I think probably has over 2 decades in the business. It's going to take more than switching in and out partners to get into his mind.
Well, if anybody can, it's going to be Charlie Kills.
I'm not even sure if Charlie Kills is in his own mind. I'd say he's out of his mind.
Wow, we agree on something again. You get a Duke point. Hey, collect 100 Duke points, you get a free game flash out.
Oh, cool.
Yep. Now, I'm not saying it comes with batteries.
Ooch. Anyways.
And it may or may not work.
Just staring down Charlie Kills, not intimidated by the mask that Charlie Kills wears to try to get into the heads of his opponents.
Well, it's hard to prepare for a gentleman like Charlie Kills. I mentioned about he was on the Diamond Den, which I hate that I brought that up.
Yeah, we won't talk about that.
No,
check our archives on YouTube if you want to know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But what we can be talking about now is Huck, somewhat in control of this matchup so far. Sam Hansen so far hasn't been tagged in, the only man who hasn't seen any ring action. Chasing a little bit. And now Charlie Kills on the left arm of Huck.
You got to work on a certain body part. Keep working on it. Just chop him down. Charlie Kills is a methodical serial killer, as people like to say. I know how evidently you guys here don't like the fact he's a serial killer.
Well, I would like to point out to those listening and watching here on Kraken TV, that is just a moniker. So far, Charlie Kills has not been convicted of any murders that we know of.
Convicted?
Well, yeah, innocent until proven guilty. Apparently, he's a person of interest at about 55. I've come to find out.
I believe that.
Oh, come on! Shot from Jay Too Strong.
I think that just irritated us.
And if it's one thing I know about Huck, he takes great pride in the chops that he gives to his opponent.
Did you see the stare that Huck had just then towards Jay? He's not taking his eyes off of it yet.
And now Sam Hansen, the junior member of the All-Star Special, tagged in. Sam Hansen, though, has about 6-7 years in the business as well. Certainly seasoned in his own right. They're not quite as seasoned as Huck. Huck about as seasoned as that $2 steak you could buy at the Waffle House.
Yep.
Shoulder tackle there from Sam Hansen.
If they win this match, do you think they actually go to Waffle House and go eat?
Well, perhaps so. I mean, they do borrow their name from something you can find on the menu. I'm more of an IHOP guy myself. They got great pancakes, especially the blueberry ones. Oh my Lord, make a faithless man believe. Right now, what I do believe,
which is some of the worst food people can eat.
What I do believe is that, with that elbow drop, it could be over. Huck gonna try to end it here. Jay Too Strong able to kick out.
That's another $5.
Huck talking about that's another $5 to this fan. What kind of deals is he making with the Kraken Collective? You know what? No. I don't want to know.
Like I said, just the face.
As I
They
said,
mean business. There was no interaction with the fans. They came to the ring and have been impressive.
All-Star Special getting very serious. I had heard of the serious side. What? Watch the equipment here, guys. I'll never get my deposit back. Charlie Kills attacking Sam there on the outside, pushing him back into the ring. 5 minutes remaining in this tag team matchup. Now Charlie Kills going for his own brand of a submission hold. That's going to have to the count of 5.
Flipping pain.
Well, as I said, it's his own brand of a submission hold. Has no problem gouging out the eyes of his opponents. Hook telling Hanson to fight back. Sage advice, if you ask me.
It's kind of hard when you got your hand in your mouth.
Sam now still throwing strikes, but I can tell a little bit of wear and tear has set in. DDT onto the Psycho. Sam Hanson now doesn't quite have enough energy to follow up with that DDT. Thinking that hand's up in the air, waving around. I do believe he cares. Could have tagged back in Huck. Huck now tagged back in. J2 Strong tagged back in.
Smart move by J2 Strong, the Too Strong kick.
Huck with some kicks of his own. Spinebuster!
He almost put Jay through the ring.
Almost went through the ring indeed. Jay rolled to the outside. Charlie Kill's now going to try to go for a choke slam. Good luck there, Charlie. Old Huck there weighs well over 260. Sam, I think, weighs about the same. Charlie Kill's now all alone with the All-Star Special. J2 Strong with the weapon, hitting the back of Sam Hanson, and now being disqualified. The weapon, the crowbar spikes something.
Oh, wow. Little dental work from J2 Strong.
The All-Star Special getting the win by DQ, but I think the Red Door is making the statement they wanted to make. Jay, enough! Ref, pull that thing out of his hands, damn it! Quit being a chicken!
I'm having flashbacks of when the Road Warriors did that to Dusty. Wow!
Sam Hanson's eyes could have been gouged out by J2 Psychotic.
Somebody's going to have to come out here.
Can we get some medical personnel out here? Check on Hunt, the backshore check on Sam. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to head backstage now as we can try to get some medical help here for the All-Star Special.
Yo, Judd. See you, man. You good? They've been the issue since we got here. Like it's what they do. Right. We really appreciate you being here. It's been way too long. Way too long.
Worry about yourself, Trevor.
Who do you think you're talking to?
You know who I'm talking to, Trevor. I'm talking to you, and I'm talking about that. You see, I already did one defense tonight. 2 more. That gives you 2 more months to prepare yourself. Because I'm coming for that championship.
First of all, baby, I ain't got to prepare for nothing. I stay prepared. In fact, I'll make sure that I got brand new boots for you and anybody else that shows up here in the next 2 months so I can break my foot off in all your asses. Feel me? I feel you.
The challenger standing to my right from the Dark City, weighing 215 pounds. He is the Killer Joe. Standing to my left from the City Beautiful, weighing 199 pounds.
here we go. The ace of the business, the third man to win a Kraken coin here this season.
I say it right.
The millennial
Machiavelli.
Machiavelli. The ace, Dominic Stuckey, and Lamar Diggs and Jasmine coming out here to perhaps the corner. No! Trevor Eon and Eric Silva
They're not even involved in this match.
neutralizing Diggs and Jasmine. The left-hand path coming to the aid of the dire wolf. And the zombie dragon. The zombie dragon right there on the side. Staring down just in case. Just in case to focus.
Come on, Justin, get
on
it.
the dire
Get
wolf.
it. Get it. Get it.
Just in case, better turn around. Just in case. Oh, scared by the dire wolf, Joe Black. And when he turns around, he's going to get another fright. The zombie dragon. And the green mask. The green mask. Right into the eyes of Just in
He
Case.
just blinded just in case.
Well, they say justice is blind. And now that crooked backwoods lawyer can live up to that phrase.
What is this?
What is this? This is members of the Kraken roster evening the odds for Joe Black and Dominic Stuckey. It is mono e mono. Dominic Stuckey, for once, has to rely completely on his own skill set to not only get the win, but defend that Kraken coin.
Look, speaking of his movesets, he's got a strategy. Look, I talk with him quite often. I talk to the business very, very often. Everybody talks about Dominic's background in amateur wrestling. They don't talk about his jiu-jitsu. You didn't know that, did you? He's a
Jiu-jitsu,
master.
a very
Look
good
at that.
skill set, very applicable here in professional wrestling. And you see the quick speed of Dominic Stuckey.
He's like a 12-level black belt.
Dominic Stuckey, very accomplished here in Kraken Pro Wrestling. Been on a bit of a roll in the singles actions. Beat Cassius King on episode 80. Beat Eric Silva for the coin on episode 85. A chop on a Joe Black and oh, Don, you are in trouble. And now, Dom not throwing Joe Black into that turnbuckle, tasting it instead.
Look at this. Even getting a suplex from Joe Black, Dom still looks good. Have I told you about his 6 tools?
Oh, he's not looking good here. Could lose a Kraken coin. No.
Have I told you about his tools of wrestling?
Yes, you were telling me he has a background in jiu-jitsu,
Yeah.
which is very,
a 12-level master.
Jiu-jitsu can certainly favor a professional wrestler. And you see Dominic Stuckey, the genius of him, concentrating on that left leg.
That's
on
a
the
smart man.
Hit that leg with a drop kick and then wrapping it around the bottom rope. Very smart by Dominic Stuckey. As I said,
It's called getting him ready for a submission, which is one of his tools.
Referee Clark is making sure the Direwolf can continue. Dominic Stuckey going to try to make sure he can't. Once again, wrapping that left leg and just concentrating all those kicks on the left leg.
He's getting him ready for a submission.
Oh, and a drop kick now onto that left leg.
That's just part of his tools, Donnie.
As they said in the Karate Kid 3, if a man can't stand, he can't fight. And now Dom going to go for the pin here.
Yeah, the winner of that also cheated.
Technically, the crane move was not a legal move
Kick
in the
to the
tournament.
head, kick to the face. He should have been disqualified.
I think they addressed that in Cobra Kai. Very good show on Netflix. the muscles and the tendons and the flesh of that left leg. Dominic Stuckey is plumb sadistic, but you have to be when you're going up against a brutal killer weight in the direwolf Joe Black. I really can't blame the tactics of Dominic Stuckey. Now, they're kind of in a gray area with the rules, but I can't question the sadistic streak in this case. He's got to do everything he can to make sure the direwolf does not lock in a submission hold on him.
Look, Dom is probably the smartest, most talented wrestler we have here at Kraken Pro Wrestling. He's working on that one part. You get that one part, you break him down. He's basically like Ric Flair.
Joe Black so far has only tasted defeat one time, and that was against Kevin Cantrell. Now even on one leg, still proving trouble for Dominic Stuckey, laying in those strikes there onto the chest, those chops. Oh, Dominic able to block it that time. Dominic up and over. And this is what I've always wanted to see from Dom. You know, get away from the business. Try to win it all on your own. You're more than capable of doing it. Well, almost. Joe Black going for the pin attempt here. But Dominic Stuckey, he is so talented. He holds championships in so many promotions.
Yes.
Hey, a lot of people think he could have already been champion if he was not weighed down by the business. He could do it on his own.
Look, he needs that moral support because you got people like Joe Black, Trevor Eon that keep breaking him down.
Well, right now, he has a Kraken coin, and not only that, I forget to mention, once again, concentrating on that left leg, thanks to that agreed-upon stipulations between Julian Balderas and Zombie Dragon. Since Zombie Dragon lost, Dominic Stuckey does have a title shot in the future against Trevor Eon. Fisherman suplex into a pin.
That is the smartest thing you have said tonight, Donnie. But I want to get back to his 6 tools. You still want him, you keep interrupting me.
I'm trying to call a match here. That is what the pay is for.
The strength, the strike, the submission, the grapple speed, and strength.
Speaking of submissions, single leg here onto Joe Black.
Tap out, Joe. Tap out.
We're gonna see what grit and fire Joe Black is made of. Joe Black trying to grit through the pain, able to do it. Dominic Stuckey releasing the hold. Joe Black still hobbling there on that left leg. Ooh, kissing that middle turnbuckle now.
Just buying him some time.
Joe Black about dazed and confused. Good movie from 1994.
Yeah.
Great use of No More Mr. Nice Guy in the movie. Oh, and another high impact maneuver.
I used to play golf with Alex Cooper.
Really?
Yeah, I beat him a couple times. He's not that good.
Well, right now, what is also not good is that leg locked in good and tight to the submission hold of Dominic Stuckey, and the direwolf just howling out in pain.
But notice it's that same leg he has worked on since the beginning of the match.
Those forearms into Dom, able to give a slight reprieve for Joe. Backdrop. Joe going to try to follow it up with a pin. Joe, known for his strength, known for his power, known for his submission skills, but you see that pain is just making him try to end this match as quick as possible.
Yeah, but that pain is going to make him end up losing this match once Dom gets a submission on him. Mark my words, Donnie, Dom will not lose this match.
Dom trying to put some distance between him and Joe Black. Joe Black charging ahead. Dom up and over. The athleticism of the ace of the business. But Joe still able to kick out.
I'm surprised about that count.
Referee Clark. And I got to give Referee Clark credit. Even though he has a lot of history with Dom in the business, he is calling this right down the middle. Great officiating from Referee Clark.
Qualms for me. He gets a pass. I bet you were expecting me to be anti-ref.
heading into a higher space. Direwolf better move out of the way.
Elbow drop from Dom.
Rolling him up into a pin. No! Into the crossface!
No!
The crossface! The crossface is
He's
locked
getting out of
in!
it. Look at that. Look at the reversal. Dom is always thinking about 12 moves ahead of Joe Black.
I don't know if I've ever seen one able to... Oh! Wasn't ahead of the curve on that. Joe Black is going to try to end it with this pin. Only a 2 count. Ooh! And by kicking out, Dom once again delivering some injury to that left leg. Dom trying to grimace through the pain, through the agony. Grabbing Dom, grabbing the ace. And another good maneuver from the ace.
May have been out of desperation, may have already had it planned.
Even injured on one leg. Oh, and a high knee there.
But he landed right back on that leg.
That leg, not a good base, not a good landing area. Joe trying to ignore the pain. Walking here right in front of us with all the equipment.
I don't like this.
Executed viciously and perfectly onto Dominic Stuckey. And could it be over? No!
It's going to take more than that to beat Dominic Stuckey, the millennial Machiavelli of Kraken Pro Wrestling.
But the malice of the Direwolf so far has not been enough to put away Dominic Stuckey. Once again, reiterating what I say, Dominic Stuckey, one hell of a competitor in his own right.
It's in the name Dominic. Domination.
And both,
what's he taking?
10 minutes remaining. These men were given 20 minutes, plenty of time to do what they need to each other, and the shoe is off.
I don't know what that's.
Trying to, I guess he was taking off the shoe to try to relieve a little bit of pressure on that ankle.
But he's right back to that leg.
Dominic Stuckey once again trying anything he can.
Look at this. Look at the power. That's why strength is in there twice.
Ooh, a lot of strength on that last one.
That's it. 2, 3.
No! No!
So
Joe
close.
Black still able to kick out.
That was not 2. It wasn't 2. It's not 2.
Yes, Dom, I'm sorry. It was only 2. Your Kraken coin still on the line.
Hush your mouth, Donnie.
Oh, but he crawled right into the crossface.
Don't you tap. Don't you
The
tap.
crossface is locked in.
Don't you
It
tap.
is being
No,
lynched
don't you
back.
tap down. Don't you
We're
tap.
going to see the medal of a man right here. How much pain can the ace endure?
The awareness of Dominic Stuckey, the ring general. He knew where he was at, reached for the ropes, breaks the game.
Yeah, but what is left in Dominic Stuckey? As you said, great ring awareness. Was able to get a limb on the bottom rope.
It works.
Speaking of limbs, Joe Black just hobbling around on one leg. Ooh, right into a kick there from Dominic Stuckey, followed by another kick. Dom getting some speed off the ropes. Ooh. Not what he wanted to happen. Joe Black now picking up some speed. Colliding into Dom. Once again, going to try to go for the pin. And it did it! That did it!
Ball!
Language, dude. Language. What a war you have witnessed here on Kraken TV. The Direwolf, Joe Black, on one leg, able to get a victory over Dominic Stuckey. And now, Joe Black has a Kraken coin and is one of the holders of the Piece of 8. But take nothing from Dominic Stuckey. One hell of a performance in his own right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, tune in for more action as the road to the Kraken
I'm done.
continues as we begin the last 3 matches to see which 4 teams will continue in the Tides of War. For Duke, I'm your ringside pitchman, Donnie Harris Jr. We'll see you next time on Kraken TV.